What's up, everyone? Welcome to the podcast. I'm your host, Isaiah Copon. It's February 21, 2024, and this is Lift and Learn episode 134. In this episode, I'm only going to be covering one topic. I'm talking a bit about sodium today, some of the benefits of it actually, especially since this goes against what you'd see on your local news network. Before that, though, I'll talk a bit about what I've been up to lately, and that might include fitness-related topics, and it might not. If you want to follow me, your host, on Instagram, it's isaiah.copon, and you can also check out my website, isaiahcopon.com. The podcast is on Instagram, at Lift and Learn Podcast, on Twitter, at Lift and Learn Pod, and also on Facebook. You can just search Lift and Learn Podcast. With that being said, let's get into it. I was supposed to have this episode out last week, so my topics I've wrote down were actually from last week, so don't mind me. Let's live in the past a little bit. Okay, so Super Bowl. Should I still talk about the Super Bowl? I guess I'll have to talk about it a little bit, don't I? It was last week only? So the game itself was pretty close the whole way through, actually. It was a game that was very defensive-minded in the first half, from what I remember. Then Kansas City kind of broke through. At the same time, San Francisco, the 49ers, they had the game won, but just a few costly moments in the game for them. They missed the extra point. They had a kickoff not go in their favor. So yeah, Chiefs won in OT, dramatic fashion. Halftime performance, it was good though. You got to respect Usher still being the performer he is. I swear, if I could dance like him, I would never walk anywhere, just be doing the moonwalk or gliding any chance I could. Other than that, I do remember that there was a Deadpool movie trailer during the Super Bowl too, and that's really the only commercial I was interested in. Other than that, training has been going better. I've been way more consistent the past week. Only missed a few days of workouts, but that was a planned day off or a rest day. I've started tracking my workouts again, which I haven't been doing just because of the app I use. They went through some dumb updates that was making my watch harder to use during the workouts, but I fixed it now, way more manageable. Let's see. So this past week though, I didn't get to go golfing or go back to the sim. It was a bit cold this week. It snowed one day. I've been hibernating in the house for the most part. I did play some PS5 this week, but finally got away from COD. I've been back on the Final Fantasy grind because the new one comes out at the end of this month, which is next week. I'm so hyped. So I'm trying to get used to the controls again, refreshing my memory about the story and how that played out. I've avoided watching the new game's trailer as much as possible because I don't want any spoilers for it. I want to go into it seeing everything for the first time, give or take. Let's see. Oh, Netflix. Okay. Oh, yeah. So I did finish that Alone show I talked about on the last episode. The guy that won definitely deserved it. He was a beast. He took down a moose, had to fight off and kill a wolverine. And then I came across his YouTube later, and this guy was saying he probably could have lasted another 50 days just because of how much food he had with him, even though he had so much stolen from him. So that was pretty crazy that he still had 50 days worth of food. Apparently, from reading online, this guy was one of the best people to be on the show in terms of skill. And this past weekend, so it was pretty eventful actually. Went to an escape room. I went twice over the past few days actually. Once last Friday and then again this past Monday just because it was a holiday, family day up here in Canada, at least in Ontario. Not sure about the other provinces. Pretty interesting, especially the second one. We were able to do all of the rooms that they had set up, or at least try them, and we did pretty good. In an hour, we completed 7 out of the 10 puzzles, and the one last week, we did have to use a few hints, but still, they're all pretty unique in their own way, And then I got to see my good old Humber boys again. They wanted to go to Burlington to bowl, so it was a 40-minute drive, but, it was worth it. I'm pretty good, but the consistency is just not there. Some games near 200, and then other games you bowl a 60. That's just how it goes sometimes. I even went to a different Movati location in the morning. That was before the bowling. I went to the Burlington location, obviously, since I was already headed out that way. Hit chest and back over there, but now I have this nagging forearm or this left forearm pain. Not the craziest amount of pain, probably a 2 out of 10 or not even, but something just bugging me there right now. So I noticed on pushing movements, I have to back it off right now. So I worked on this new and weird chest fly technique. It's a cable fly. I might talk about that later on to see if there's any difference that I noticed, but yeah, I don't know. I couldn't press that day. Felt it a bit during the warm-ups when I was trying to explode from the bottom. So I did chest flies. I hit this hammer strength back row for high reps. I'm really trying to train these next few months in a higher rep range just so I'm handling less weight in the meantime. Working on some mind to muscle connection. But I mean, yeah, what was I talking about? Oh yeah, the Mofati Burlington location. So yeah, it's pretty nice, but it seemed a little dim compared to where I work at. I have to say, it was a little bit cleaner than Mississauga. I noticed the plates were in the right spot, dumbbell racks, yeah, they were like fixed and organized, nothing on the floors. I don't know what it is, man. Good gym etiquette at that location, at least on that day. Current events wise, I can't really think of anything that happened lately. NBA All-Star weekend, that was meh. That's about it. Some golf tournaments went on. I might be going to one this year. We will see. Cross your fingers for me. And it actually sucks because today I'm actually recording this on the Wednesday morning that this episode comes out. Today's such a nice day and I would have went golfing if it hadn't just snowed a bit the past few days, but that's all right. Hopefully we're almost at consistent golf season and then nobody will want to listen to this podcast anymore because all I'll talk about is golf adventures. Question 1. Is sodium really bad for you? Ah, yes, good old sodium. What they won't tell you is that it's actually pretty beneficial for you. Sodium is an essential mineral and electrolyte that plays several roles in your body. I mean, if you listen to what the media has said, they've demonized a bunch of things over the years, like butter, salt, over the years, even sports drinks like Gatorade and Powerade. But I'm here to tell you that you need your fair share of sodium in order to maintain the balance of electrolytes within your body. I had a client years ago tell me that before she met me, she would do long walks. I'm talking like 2 to 4 hour walks daily on top of working out. She also wouldn't salt her food because she thought it would make her fat because that's all she's ever heard about it. And unfortunately, she ended up having a seizure somewhere down the road. And that's one of those extreme cases of having low sodium. When you're active, you sweat, right? We all do, some more than others. And you might have tasted your own sweat before, a bit salty. That's sodium leaving your body. And it's really important to replenish that in order to stay healthy and have that balance within your body. That's one of the more important key functions and the importance of sodium, that electrolyte balance. It's one of the primary electrolytes in the body, along with potassium, chloride, calcium, magnesium. These electrolytes help maintain a fluid balance within your body that helps make sure that some of those internal organs and your bodily functions to operate properly, correctly. This balance is vital for things like proper cell hydration and blood pressure regulation. So we might as well get the science out of the way now. So let's just keep going down this path here. Sodium is important for multiple functions within the body. It's another one of those small things that gets overlooked. It affects hormones, nerve function. It helps generate electrical signals in neurons. This allows them to communicate with each other and with muscles, right? What does that mean? So it's crucial for muscle contractions, reflexes, and the functioning of the nervous system as a whole. Even something we don't even need to think about, like the actual beating of your heart. Sodium helps with that, and maintaining blood pressure too, helps with digestion, necessary for the production of stomach acid, and of course that's important for digestion when it comes to absorbing the nutrients that you eat. So while sodium's essential for these functions, right, you got to remember that excessive sodium intake in the form of especially like table salt, this can be harmful, especially like when they add it. Now, high sodium intake can lead to health issues like high blood pressure, which increases the risk of heart disease, stroke, other cardiovascular problems. And this is why you need to find the balance that works for you. You can't just avoid sodium altogether because having too little, as well as having too much, of course, could increase health risks. There's also sodium's role in nutrient transport in the body, but basically this means it helps with energy production and energy output. So you need to start salting your foods because if you don't regularly eat out, like me, then you might need to increase it. And that's also true if you're someone who works out or is pretty active. You also need to salt your foods if you don't eat too many ultra-processed foods. This is why during long walks, or for example, when I do go golfing, that's where I'm walking nearly like 15,000 steps in a few hours. I always make sure to not just have water because you're outside in the sun, that's beating down on you. You're losing sweat in a lot of different ways. Water might not actually give you the energy you actually need. I always have like some kind of Gatorade, Kirkland Costco, that's a good, they have a cheap alternative that'll get the job done. And those sport drinks aren't just flavored for no reason. They're actually made for performance purposes. You might not need something like this for every single workout, but it could be handy if you know you're going to be sweating a lot or working really hard or high intensity. Even something as simple as adding a little bit of salt in your water could be great for replenishing sodium stores within the body. If you're someone who likes to go on long walks and it's the middle of summer, I've tried that. I don't really know if I'm feeling that strategy there, though. But you could try it yourself. Maybe, I don't know, maybe you'll like it, weirdo. Sodium's got such a bad reputation in the media, just in general, but that's only because most people walking around now are overweight to some degree. This increases the risk of multiple kinds of diseases and increased blood pressure. Like, yeah, if you're taking some kind of medication and you actually medically need to reduce your sodium intake, that's one thing. But if you're someone who's actually pretty healthy, regularly makes food at home, doesn't consume too many processed foods, then sodium is necessary and you may actually need to add extra. So strategies that are simple but might not be easy, reducing the consumption of processed and heavily salted foods, of course, like ultra-processed foods, increasing the intake, of like fresh, whole foods. This alone can help you, without even tracking your food, this could help achieve a healthier sodium balance within the body. And balancing that sodium intake, that's crucial for overall health. So it's something to keep in mind for y'all going forward. And that concludes episode 134 of the podcast. Thank you for listening. If you really enjoyed the episode or my podcast as a whole, then please leave a review and comment on iTunes or whatever your choice of podcast platform is. Also, if you haven't already, you should hit that subscribe button because I'll be releasing episodes every Friday. If you want to follow me, your host, I'm Isaiah.Copon on Instagram, and you can also check out my website, isaiahcopon.com. If you want to follow the podcast, you can check out @Lift and Learn Podcast on Instagram, and there's also a Facebook page if you just search Lift and Learn Podcast.